After 3 memorial services across several states, George Floyd is being laid to rest in his hometown. Our Jeff Wagner is live in Houston. He joins us right now. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, good morning. I know you can't see me. I'm standing behind the camera right now. We're watching as 4 busloads of people who have been invited to this celebration of life enter Fountain of Praise Church. We're, of course, seeing family. We're seeing relatives. Just close connections to the Floyd family from the Houston area, assuming as well from North Carolina, from where he was born. And we do have word that, of course, people as well from Minnesota have flown down here to participate in the services happening here today. Again, just now hitting 11 a.m., 4 entire charter bus fulls of people who have been personally invited to this private service now entering the church. We saw Reverend Al Sharpton kind of leading the way for this crowd. And as we stand outside here, I know you can't see it, but beyond the media and the immediate people who have been invited inside, I can tell you there's a small crowd also forming around the church, just wanting to stand here in solidarity, similar to what we saw yesterday. People who just feel called to be here at this church to show support for the Floyd family and so many others that feel affected by his death and the death of other African Americans at the hand of police. So a solemn start to the day. We saw Floyd's casket arrive just around 9 a.m. And just for the past hour, we've seen some of the guests arriving, but I believe the bulk of them just showed up within the last 15 minutes. The church normally has a capacity of 2,000 people, but due to COVID-19 restrictions, it's limited to just 500, 25% capacity. So I believe this last group we're seeing that's lining up might be the end of those who have been invited to participate in these services. Again, set to start at 11 o'clock, but as you can see, still a long line of those invited trying to get inside the church.
It's quite a sight, Jeff, looking at all of those busloads show up, and then just to the left of that, a beautiful painting of George Floyd, and then a tremendous amount of flowers there. Has that been there since yesterday?
Yeah, that collection of flowers you saw was formed yesterday as people arrived to pay their respects in that, again, sweltering hot Houston heat that we're experiencing. We were not allowed inside the church with our cameras. However, I was able to walk in there on my own yesterday, and the flowers you see right in front of you are just the tip of the iceberg of the amount of just floral displays beyond these doors. Beautiful dedications to Floyd and his family, including one large floral arrangement where I believe there's blue flowers inside of a white heart, and the blue flowers spell out the letters BLM for Black Lives Matter. So again, although this is a celebration of life for Floyd, there's no denying the movement that his death has started, and there's evidence of that all around the church in terms of people wanting to see change within law enforcement, within systemic societal issues that affect persons of color. Although, again, people are here to mourn him, there's no removing the fact of what his death has led to in terms of sparking change around this country. We're even seeing those things on display in addition to just people paying tribute to his family here.
And Jeff, we know at the service last Thursday here in Minneapolis, many people there calling for change, but a very emotional tribute there. We've already heard the music inside the Fountain of Praise Church this morning. You've already said Reverend Sharpton is there. Do we know much more about the service right now?
I'm sorry, will you tell us about the service? Is
Yes.
that what you're asking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know not only Reverend Sharpton, who is here kind of leading the way, but Reverend Dr. Remus Wright will actually be presiding over the service. We knew more than a week ago that famous boxer Floyd Mayweather paid for the services yesterday and today. We did not see him enter, but we're expecting him to be in attendance along with several other celebrities. And if this is anything like we've seen over the past several days when we talked about that memorial first in Minneapolis and again in North Carolina, not only will this be an emotional morning and afternoon, but really the culmination of all those memorials coming together, this being the finale, if you will, of sending off George Floyd, celebrating his life before, of course, he's taken to his final resting place. And one unique thing we learned this morning about the procession route is that the final mile of the procession route that leads directly to the cemetery will be closed off to traffic. They'll set up barriers because they don't want any vehicles getting in that area, getting near the entrance. Along that final mile is where George Floyd's casket will be transferred to a horse-drawn carriage. So we're expecting to see crowds not only outside of this church, but especially along the public access parts of the procession route, specifically that final mile. We're going to try and make sure we get over there to make that part of our coverage this afternoon and evening.
All right, Jeff Wagner, we appreciate your reporting this morning and bringing us those live pictures as we are standing by for the funeral of George Floyd in Houston, Texas, which should be starting within moments as people work their way into the church.